Okay, now let me ask you this: the single "As We Lay."
Yes.
Now that's not the one that Shirley Murdoch.
It
sang?
is.
Okay,
It was a cover.
I was trying to talk to Vlad. I said, well, this has got to be the one that Shirley
is.
Murdoch sang because that put her on.
I used to sneak and listen to that when I couldn't listen to R&B music in the house growing up. I used to sneak and listen to that one. And I always said, I'm going to sing that song one
And I
day.
remember Shirley Murdoch back in the disco days in San Francisco. She used to come out there and just sing. And she was a thick girl, too.
Yes. Yeah.
See? And she went
She
on
did that, though, didn't she?
Nominated for a Grammy.
Yes.
Another song about cheating.
Yes.
Did you write that, Kelly?
Which one?
As We Lay.
No, As We Lay, Roger Troutman wrote.
For
Shirley, and I covered it.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. My bad.
Yes.
At 2016, she performed at Indiana Black Expo's Gospel Explosion.
Yes, and they tried to come for me, girl. Do you remember that?
You caught hell for performing a song about cheating at a church event.
Yeah, so let's just go. I'm going to need, first of all, for Black people to start doing things on real time and not CP time. It was them trying to revitalize and bring back, because Indiana Black Expo was huge when I first got started. They were trying to bring it back. So I had a friend. Is this like a
gospel essence festival?
No, it's not a gospel anything. It's just it's a weekend thing where they do everything. And back when I first started doing the expo in the late 90s, they had different stages. It was the first time that they brought it back, so everything was on one stage. I was the last performer in the R&B show on Sunday, and then it went straight into the gospel show after I was finished, but they were running late, so there was no break. There was supposed to be a break in between.
So the gospel, the R&B audience, they stayed there. The gospel
audience was still there, but the church people were filtering in because it was already time for the gospel part to start. They could have waited outside, but they came. I saw the church hats in the audience and everything, but I knew that they
church hats.
Yeah, they came like from church or from brunch or whatever, and they came straight to the expo center, and they decided to sit in for the rest of the R&B show. They knew that the concert hadn't ended yet because I was closing out the R&B segment. I was really okay with it. The issue I had is that the young lady who was from the gospel radio station in that city, who I met backstage, you know how I get down, Lou. I'm that girl that's always gonna compliment another woman.
Yeah.
I saw her, I told her she was beautiful. I told her shoes were wonderful and that if I could fit them, I would take them off. We had
I know how you are about shoes.
A whole conversation. And when I finished singing, I was waiting for my golf cart to come get me. And she got on the microphone and started talking about me singing that song with all them church people in there.
Right after you had just been having a conversation
we had a whole
backstage.
sister girl moment, and I hugged her and complimented her, and so I'm like, yeah, that's real church phony, not cool.
Right.
And so that's really where it kind of went off because she was in a position to fix it if she wanted to, being the MC and saying the other show ran late. We thank Miss Price. She closed out the show. Now we're going to switch over and get into the gospel.
And this was a dragging before there was Instagram dragging all that.
And I got dragged. When I made Hot Topics on Wendy, I said, dang, really? This is what I make Hot Topics for? So no, I never perform. I would never do that. I'm a church girl. I'm a preacher's kid. I would never, ever do something like that.
Yeah, it's like when, when you entered into the reality realm.
Yeah.
Right, and thought that this might be a good vehicle for you to.
God, did I not learn?
That was really tough. Period.
It was.
It was tough to even be your friend and hear what people was saying.
Right.
Because it didn't shed a good light, and people who didn't know you had that impression of you, and it was really, really sad and hurtful.
It was.
And I know that you took a real deep look at ever doing reality again.
I did. I'm not afraid of it anymore. I know what it is. I blame...
The people don't know, but they don't know that we might
be
got a little something. Yeah.
I pride myself on being a student and learning what I'm about to embark on. And I took the word of the people who came to me about the show and didn't do enough homework. So when it shifted and they were pushing for the other thing, I was already in it.
Yeah.
I was already in it.
It was a mess. And you weren't the only mess, but you caught a lot of hell.
Well, you know what? Heavy is the head that wears the crown, and I'll leave it at that.
Come on now.